In the wilderness areas of Oregon, thousands of people have gone missing without a single trace. In fact, Oregon has the third highest search and rescue calls per capita in the United States. Of those search and rescue calls, 90% of the people are found alive and well, 8% are found deceased, and 2% are never found at all. And in 1998, a man by the name of Robert Michael Bobo joined that 2%. But before we get started, I'm going to ask you to lightly knock the dust off the subscribe button and hit the notification bell so you don't miss more Oregon adventures and stories just like this one. In October of 1998, a man named Robert Michael Bobo planned to go hunting with two friends. He packed his tent, sleeping bag, and other overnight camping equipment along with 2 rifles. On October 2nd, 1998, Robert had a friend drop him off along Forest Service Road 700 near Woodruff Meadows in the Rogue River National Forest between Prospect, Oregon and Union Creek, Oregon. His camp was set up near FSR 700. Around 9 p.m., 2 other hunters driving past on FSR 700 stopped and talked with Robert and then continued on their way. That was the last time anybody had ever seen Robert Michael Bobo. The following morning, the rest of the hunting party showed up at his campsite to find it in relatively good order. Nothing was really out of the ordinary, except Robert was nowhere to be found. All of his camping gear and his clothes, along with 2 rifles and Robert's favorite hat, were still at the campsite. The campsite seemed relatively undisturbed. State police were immediately notified and search and rescue was deployed. During the search, a few items were found in the area that searchers and investigators believed could have belonged to Robert. However, Robert's brother Dennis said the items were not his. So why did Robert leave his campsite and all his gear behind, and where did he go? Investigators did not rule out the possibility that he had gone off in search of a better campsite and was possibly injured along the way, but there was really no sign of this being the case. On top of that, there are a few oddities that are involved that simply just don't add up. First, Robert's hat that was found at his campsite. Robert's brother Dennis said there was no way Robert would have gone off without his favorite hat. Now, this is far from proof of anything definitive or speculative. However, humans are creatures of habit, and Robert leaving his favorite hat behind at least should raise an eyebrow. Second, there is the time frame. The 2 hunters who had talked to Robert the night before at his campground around 9 p.m. at night before he was reported missing. In the Rogue River Wilderness of Oregon, sunset in early October is right around 7 p.m. Since the 2 hunters talked with Robert around 9 p.m., it would have been very dark already. It is absolutely unreasonable to believe someone with or without wilderness experience would go looking for a better campsite well after dark unless something was catastrophically wrong at the original campsite. And if this was the case, he would have packed all his gear and brought it with him. Not only was his stuff not packed up, it was also completely undisturbed, indicating there was nothing wrong with this campsite. It is also possible that there was an animal attack. The Rogue River Wilderness is home to predators such as cougars and black bears. Despite this, there are very few reported cougar and black bear attacks in Oregon. Black bears, especially, are very skittish around humans and have been known to abandon their young when approached by humans. That doesn't mean animal attacks don't happen, it only means that statistically it's unlikely. Plus, Robert's campsite was untouched and there was no sign of an animal attack. If there had been a cougar attack, the signs would have been very, very obvious. Whatever happened to Robert Michael Bobo, we will likely never know. 24 years have passed since he went missing and no trace has ever been found. If by some chance you do have any information of the possible whereabouts of Robert Michael Bobo or any other information about his disappearance, please contact the Oregon State Police at the number listed below. Thank you for watching this video. If you know of any missing persons or unsolved mysteries you'd like to see covered, please leave the name of the person or persons as well as a brief description in the comments. You can also direct message me on Instagram at RV Oregon Trails.